Morning, everybody. It is the Shane Train. I'm here with Hytech Partners. Dave, it's good to see you, man.
You too. Thanks for having me.
We're
Shane.
excited. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody? What a beautiful day. Oh, let me get my chair. I don't even know if I can sit. I'm so excited. I'm sure you guys had something to do, your business had something to do with picking this chair. So we want to thank Hytech Partners. Go on Facebook and check out their Facebook page and like their Facebook page, Hytech Partners. So this day and age of having to go overseas to like make things, and I know you do more than just manufacturing, it's really automation, but like if someone has an idea, but are these days dwindling?
They are.
For the U.S. market?
They're still here to some extent, but in the United States, if you're trying to get stuff made in this day and age, it's not going to be labor driven. There's some businesses that are dependent upon labor, but automation's getting more and more effective every day. It's able to do stuff that in years past we were never able to achieve. Vision is getting a lot better, giving you a lot of capabilities to do things that you couldn't do even 3-4 years ago. But my business really, Hytech Partners, we assist manufacturers with implementing automation and new technologies to make their businesses more efficient and productive. So whether that be automation or teaming up with other consultants to like get them on a payroll provider or somebody like that.
Wow.
That we can kind of lean the business out
and
accomplish more
right.
with fewer skilled people rather than depending everything upon like a bunch of guys like this putting stuff together by hand.
People get worried that the factories are going to go away like they were. They're just going to change, right?
It's true, and it's already happened to some extent. You hear all this talk on TV that we've lost so many manufacturing jobs, and while that's true, we're manufacturing more as a country than we've ever been, ever. We're just increasing output because of efficiency gains.
Because there's a big warehouse up when you're coming down 83. It's like, I don't know how many stories tall.
Yep.
And that's not full of people in there. There are people,
right,
but it's full of like a roller coaster system.
Yeah, there's all kinds of, and that's warehouse automation. So in there, and Amazon's a big pusher of this. They bought a big company a couple years back called Kiva that moves things around. But it's there about moving material around in the warehouse. So there's people doing that, picking some of it, but the days of that happening are starting to get fewer and fewer. A lot of stuff is being picked in warehouses by robots. So when you order something online, it's being sent right to the truck in a box. It might not even come in contact with a person.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way. And as robotics get more and more capability, it's going to increase.
So like the blades to a drone, would you manufacture? Would you have something to do with that?
So a lot of what I have to do is based on the plastics industry. I came out of the plastics industry. That's how I got into the business. So most of my clients are plastics injection molded related.
We should have played the rubber band man.
Yeah.
Rubber band man. So it's mostly injection plastics, molding.
Yeah. So if you think about injection molding, it's any rigid plastic product. So like a bottle cap, for example, not necessarily the bottle, or one of these brackets on these phone holders, the thing sitting here.
Yeah.
Those are all examples of stuff that's injection molded. This one
those controls.
Yep. Any of those housings.
The cases for the phones.
Yep. Phone cases are injection molded.
Wow.
And those are just examples of stuff you see. Probably the vast majority of molded parts, you don't even see them. You don't know where they are. They're behind the dash in your car. There's even these components called light pipes, which is just a clear piece of plastic. It doesn't look like anything, but all it does is move LED light from a light to the front of your dash.
Wow.
Which
it's a tube that just carries that light.
Yeah, if you saw the part, you would say, "What the hell's that?"
Wow.
And that's a big bulk of the parts that are out there that way. But a lot of what my company does is supplies automation for companies that are doing injection molding, and we provide injection molding equipment for them too.
What if I'm an inventor? Like I've always had this idea, right? But I don't know how to like make this product, or like would you guys have something that could make my product where I could manufacture without having a factory of people but a factory of robots? Could I have something like this? Hold on. Could I have something like that make my product?
Yep, so those are all products we sell. So I could basically put you into business to be a molder if that's what you want to do. If you had a product and it was going to be so big.
Like if I wanted to make a bunch of toy dolls, right? Like bobbleheads, and I said, here's the mold I want, it's a certain thing, maybe a motorcycle bobblehead,
Right.
or a Running Man bobblehead,
Yeah.
and I wanted to make my own Running Man bobblehead,
Yeah.
right? And I wanted to manufacture, I didn't want to go to someone, I wanted to do it. Can you help me do that?
Yeah, I could put you into business to be able to do that.
Wow.
Now the other thing I could do is if you didn't want to do that, if you said, hey, I want no parts of the manufacturing, I just want to have the product and I want to be able to sell it to my clients, I could have you partner up with some of my customers who could manufacture the product for you.
So even if I didn't want to, make the product itself, but I wanted to manufacture it, but go through someone, you could hook me up with that situation?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in business a long time. I've sold for manufacturers in the past. I sell for some manufacturers currently now. So if that's what you wanted to do, to be able to find someone to make your product for you, I could definitely set that up. Or if you wanted to get into business for yourself and you wanted to be able to do it. A lot of folks that are inventors or even big companies that have a product opt to use a contract manufacturer because it's really capital intensive to buy all this equipment and there's a lot of specialization with it. So usually they opt to just partner up with a supplier that already has those capabilities.
What if I already have a factory and I want to make sure that my factory doesn't lose its game in the marketplace, right? So I have some automation, but maybe not this level.
Yeah.
Do you all come out and assess it? Would you be like, oh, I can work with you, or can we do a Zoom, or how do you connect with people?
Absolutely. And
please share and invite us. This is really important. This is the new wave. This is manufacturing in the future. And it's always moving with automation, artificial intelligence. I mean, it's crazy just having a conversation and hearing what Hytech Partners is doing out there is amazing. And you've been doing it how long?
I've been doing this with Hytech Partners about 2 years, but I've been in the plastics industry since 2005.
And how'd you get into it? 2005? Wow, you've been doing it a minute. So how'd you get into it?
A little bit. I got into the business because my father was a tool and die maker. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's a really good profession now that people can get into, and it's been a good profession for a long time. Doesn't require a college degree, but it does require an extensive amount of training and apprenticeship. So my father was a tool maker. He went through an apprenticeship program out of high school. He became a tool maker. He worked for a company called Superior Mold at the time, which became Key Plastics and is now Navaris down in Felton. That kind of got me exposed to the industry in general. I ended up going to college for a plastics engineering degree. I became a process engineer, and that's how I got into the business.
Can you shut both them switches down for me?
Top and bottom?
Yeah, on the bottom. Yeah, thanks. That's
There
much
you go.
better. Sorry, that one was flickering.
I thought you were at a rave or something.
Yeah, like, so you got into it. How did you transition to getting into the machines and this part of it? Like, how did you get into it?
So I've really been on the product side of this business for years. Like that's what I did was I sold products, either molded components or if somebody wanted to have their product manufactured, I worked for companies that could manufacture that in its entirety for them, like big devices and products like that. So what I saw happen in the marketplace was basically a lot of folks that had gone offshore to want to get things manufactured for low cost. Now the technology is becoming more capable and lower priced, so people are like, hey, I don't need to send those jobs to China or to Mexico. I can have it manufactured here. I don't have to hold as much inventory. My quality will be better. My customers will be happier because I can deliver to them faster. I don't have to wait for a container of my parts to come across the ocean.
More control, more quality.
Yeah, and then you can just go down the street or take a plane trip or be close to your manufacturer. So when I got into the industry, a lot of folks had some of these robots to some level, but they were a lot more expensive, less capable. The stuff, some of it's been around since the 70s, but it wasn't anywhere near as capable as it is now. It used to be kind of a luxury for manufacturers where only people that were making their own
names.
products, and could, selling their own products directly, had the money to afford
Like
it.
the Tides and the Goodyears and the Coca-Colas and
Yeah, so like Becton Dickinson, they're a big manufacturer of syringes. They're one of the biggest molders in the world. They've been making their own stuff for years, but
what's the name of the company?
Becton Dickinson in Maryland.
Okay.
So that's just an example. There's a lot of molders out there that are big.
Well, what are some companies and products? So needles, no one ever thought of. They're on both sides of the fence, so they're a pretty popular product. Huh?
Right.
No one would ever think of that because they just think of like the end use of it.
Yeah, you never think about it, but it's a huge business. In any consumer packaging, like you mentioned, Tide, Caps. There's a manufacturer right down in Baltimore that makes tons of those types
Like the
of
Bluetooth headphones, the casings for all that stuff.
casings. A lot of that stuff does end up getting made in Asia because the supply chain is there, like a lot of the electronics. But it could just as easily be made here. It depends on what the end use is, who the customer is, and what components go into it. But the reason I got into the machine and equipment side of the business is I saw this becoming less of a luxury and more of a necessity. So if you're going to do business today, you can't ignore the fact that automation is coming and it's changing the way manufacturers make their product. So that really drove me to say, hey, look, I'm going to step out of what I was doing. I'm going to become independent and get in front of this thing before this is huge. And I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, I remember when the internet was invented and I thought that was just a fad.
Only rich people have smartphones.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
When no one could afford it, right? They weren't affordable.
Yep.
So you either had to have a business or be rich.
When I was
Right.
resistant to the iPhone, I had a BlackBerry at the time. I thought, oh, this is great. My buddy talked to me into it for months. He's like, oh, this is so much better.
Because you can
Finally.
do everything. It made
Yeah.
it more convenient. It made it easier, just like social commerce, just like this. At the end result, you're changing from a factory of people and overhead, right? Because
Yeah.
in the factory, you're going to have all those people and
Yeah.
all that liability.
And the biggest problem a lot of manufacturers face right now is, we're in a period of ultra low unemployment. The people that service this equipment are fairly skilled people, and it becomes harder and harder to find folks. So, just people coming in to manufacture parts on a daily basis, if you had to rely on
Oh, that's
that
really good.
that volume of people coming into the office every day, or coming into your
sorry.
plant, 25% of them might not show up, and then you're making 25% less product. With an automated process, your robot's always there. He's always showing up, and he can do dangerous stuff that it wouldn't be suitable for a person to really do.
Like
Realistically.
that, looks like it's some dangerous stuff. Those machines are cranking. There's belts in there and wheels.
Yeah, and at least they have some guarding, but not a whole heck of a lot.
No. And look, they're all just sitting. What is it like to sit all day? Think of the claims you have with people going to the doctors. It can't be a healthy thing to sit there all day. Well, if you could replace that and they could have a job doing something else.
Yeah. Plus, I've always looked at it like, who realistically wants to make a living that way? You want to be able to, you're working to live, you're not living to work. You want to be able to work in a clean environment, to be safe, knowing that you're going to come home at the end of the day, knowing you're going to come home at the end of the day with all your fingers.
That's a big payroll.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a big payroll, and it's
You got to pay all this tax, all this employment, all this benefits. Nowadays you have to do all these things, right? So this is this is factories. We just looked up factories,
Yep.
and this is what came up.
Yeah, and really, and if you think about the management of all those people, it's
So you could put those time and resources into something else. So the money that you would have been spending here, which is kind of like a never-ending thing, it's like throwing a penny into a big pond and trying to find it.
correct. You're basically, each one of those persons, however many products they're making in a day, basically you're paying for them to make those products, and after that, they're done. If you want more products, you have to pay them again to make them. You know,
Where if you have a machine, you invest in the machine, and then after a certain time, we talk a lot about, we have a lot of real estate customers, right? So it reminds me of like investing in a house and then renting it out, right?
correct.
Like, so you bought the house, the value's going up, so you have this machine, you're gonna pay it off.
Yeah.
So, like in houses, typically, if you're renting them 3 to 5 years, so you're paying your machine off. So, what's a good way, so if they pay their machine off, which they're eventually gonna do, they're never gonna pay off their employees,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And not only are you never gonna pay them off, but you are gonna pay them off, and they're gonna stop working with
Right.
retirement.
That's
Wow.
true.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
To think of that. Like, that's enough right there. Invest and get the machine.
Well, and there's machines around that have been making the same product since the 60s.
Really?
24 hours.
So you
a
can
day.
show machines that got history.
Yeah, there's
That's
machines
pretty
out
cool.
there that have been around a long time.
Wow. And so you got machine. Hey, what's up, Jamie Zortman? Good to see you. Corey Weatherly. Jamie, thanks for running with the Shane train. Colin Cameron, awesome. He's an awesome realtor down there in Hanover. Him and Jim Ling do a good
Nice.
job. It's good to see everyone. Appreciate everyone sharing. This is an awesome show. I mean, I'm first I'm like, we're talking manufacturing, automation, molding, all this stuff, plastics, and then you're like, wow, look how interesting it is.
Yeah, there are a lot of parallels to real estate. I'm involved in that business to some extent myself, and you buy an investment property and it's cranking out rent every month. Same idea with a machine. You're investing in capital, and then now you have the capability to make a variety of different products on a monthly basis.
It's like renting a car would be having a person, right? Like you got to maintain, there's a lot to that. They might crash, you're like, that thing's exposed.
Yeah.
Renting that car. And the value's going down right away, fast.
Yeah.
Where real estate's going the other way, right? So that's a good parallel. Your employees, it's money you put in that, yes, you're making profit, but it's such a very important ecosystem, right? That everything is working. If something doesn't, it can just...
Yeah, the person has to be healthy, if they get sick, then they're not there, and you're not making product, and whatever reason it is, people are people, stuff happens, but if your income as a business is dependent upon people showing up every day and putting the parts together, it's not really a great place to be in. And there's unpredictability. There's quality concerns. Everyone, if someone's physically putting something together, it's going to be different every time it's put back together. It might not be different in ways that mean much to your customer, but depending on the criticality of the work you're doing, it could be.
Sure. Yeah. So what if someone's out there and they're like, how could they use this product? What if they invent? If there's someone out there, we got this big manufacturing in our area, and there's a lot of inventors out there. So if you were talking to them, what would you say to the manufacturers or someone that's producing a product and they think they're automated?
Yeah.
Because there's people that think they are, and we looked at the pictures of automation. And look, I think we pulled this up if you want to talk about this product.
Well, everybody kind of thinks that they are.
Every
molding,
I have a computer on Hytech.
But every molding facility that I've ever been in, and I've been into a lot because I sell those types of folks, everyone thinks that everything that they're doing is like the biggest secret on the planet. Like, they don't want to show anybody. It's like they're Apple or Tesla or something. Like, they don't want anyone to see what it is that they got going on. And I understand a lot of that is to protect their customers' IP and things like that. But they all think they're so far ahead of the curve. And the vast majority of people out there, they're still just getting into this, and they're still implementing new technologies. You'll go into a lot of facilities, and they might have automation, but what they're doing is picking parts out of the mold, putting it into a box. So, that's great, because you don't have a person picking parts out of the mold, putting them in a box. So you've automated to some level, but most folks aren't doing other things to the parts before they go in the box. So maybe the part needs a gasket put on, or it needs pad printed, or laser marks on it. That stuff can be done before the part goes into the box by the robot. So you don't have to double handle the part. It goes right into the box the way your customer picks it out. And that's really where things are going, because getting it into a box when it still needs work done isn't really doing a lot. And then what do you ship the box to China or Mexico, have them do the work, put it back in the box? and people will do that kind of stuff to save labor. But realistically, once the part's on the end of the robot, like this picture, anything you need to do to that part to make it finished could be done right there before it goes into the box.
Wow.
And kind of our philosophy, I mean, the company that I represent most frequently is Whitman Battenfeld, so they sell injection molding machines, robots, anything for the injection molding process. But kind of their claim to fame is we will train people to use the robot to its fullest extent versus just selling you a robot to put parts in a box and then saying, all right, well, you're on your own. If you want to do anything else with it, we'll come in and do that for you. We really want to like enable people to do stuff for themselves and to be comfortable with the technology. And that's kind of my mission is I want manufacturers to not be intimidated by this. A lot of times I'll go into a company and they'll say, oh, well, we love the product, it's really interesting, we think this is where things are headed, but my guys are never going to be able to run that. Well, your guys can run this. It's a high-end piece of equipment. They're worried about them running something that's very easy to operate.
I mean, the thing is you watch people operate, like, I watch a lot of different, like, technology and engineering and stuff. Maybe, for example, these tow trucks with these new automated cranes and everything's all, like, a lot of stuff is touch, so there's ways so what you're saying is that you guys have a program to get people to go from manufacturing old school to new school, or even if you're in the middle, to take you to the next level.
Yeah, we can definitely take you down that path.
And train their employees, and you'll come out and show them what's possible?
Yep, absolutely. And even if you're not, like I said, I cater mostly to injection molding companies, but if you're a manufacturer in a different area, I do automation services. I also represent York Exponential here in town. So they do collaborative robots. So if you're in manufacturing space at all, I can kind of come out, tell you what might be possible with what you're doing and help you implement some new technologies.
What if I'm not? What if I hand make my soap? I make soaps and I cut these soap bars, and I mean that's labor intensive, right?
I think there's still opportunities to be able to make that more efficient.
And to be more consistent and to have a machine, like you said, instead of paying someone, I could maybe transition to a machine.
Right. I might not be able to sell you a product to make soap, but I could probably put you in touch with someone that could get it made more efficiently than you're doing it, or give you some advice on how you could make your operation a little bit more efficient.
How about I think you see these candy shops, when you open up Valentine's and you see the candies and they're in molds, aren't they?
Yeah.
Those plastic things.
Yeah.
You see the candy, it's actually left in the molding.
Yeah, it's a very similar technology. So like if you think about plastics, the way chocolate is made, it's really just at a higher temperature.
But that could be plastics, like everything's molded into something, right? Like an Easter bunny or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, but you do it with plastics.
Yep.
So, so the poles that hold those signs that you see people sit in front of their businesses, you guys probably help manufacture. Those poles that go on the ground.
Some of the components of that, probably any bracketing, like components on your lawnmower. There's all kinds of products out there that are made by plastic.
This has probably a lot of plastics.
It does, tons of it.
The whole back end, all the different things that hold the extra stuff.
Making the back of the screen, that's a big challenge. That's a huge part.
I mean, it's basically like something has to make that, right?
That came out of a big mold.
Wow.
The back of that TV.
So I guess you see some big pools of plastic, right? Like.
Oh yeah, there's huge.
Do you wear masks and all that? Does the product have to be like?
No, so it's really it's a real clean environment. So the plastic comes in basically pellet form. So it's a bunch of little raw material cut up into small pieces, and then the machines will basically melt that material down and inject it into a mold. And so the molds are basically custom built for every manufacturer's product. So one mold will make the back of this TV.
The light switch covers?
Light switch covers, that would be a different mold. And then
the cover for this electric, because wires are covered, right, with that plastic covering?
That is made in the
process. The stuff underneath, where the plug is. Where the plug's going.
This here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep, that would be injection molded.
Yeah. And the thing for the old phone, remember the phones, those plastic things in the wall?
Oh yeah.
that was to put the phone in, right? That plastic thing that
Yeah.
the phone would, you press it.
Yeah, there's companies here locally that make a lot of those jacks, not the phone ones, but the Ethernet jacks.
I would think
A lot of those are made right here in this area.
the dentistry with braces and
Yeah, anything plastic that's rigid could be made through injection molding.
awesome, pretty awesome. So how do they find you? Do you have a website?
So I do have a website. It's www.hytechpartners.com. It's Hytech, Hy, like my last name, Tech.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Hytechpartners.com?
Yep.
Alright, so let's see here. Hold on. Boom.
I mean, probably the easiest way is Facebook and LinkedIn. We have pages for both.
Alright, Hytech Partners. I'm dyslexic, so I try to do the best I can with spelling, That's why I love spelling.
Alright, I always spell it out on the phone so people can find it.
So I think I got it right.
It's great when you got a creative way to spell stuff, but then no one spells it that way but you.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to do it. So when's the best time? When's the best time for somebody to get a hold of you?
I mean, I'm available all the time. It's not hard to reach me. You can call my cell phone. You can send me a message on Facebook. Send me a message on LinkedIn. Email me. My email address is just dave@hytechpartners.com.
Alright, well, I'm having a little. Sometimes our Wi-Fi down here, and this morning it seems like I'm going to pull up the website though, because I have your website. So go to the website, Hytech Partners. Go to the Facebook page, and it probably has.
Yeah, if you go to the Facebook page, there's a link there that you can click, and that'll take you to the website. But realistically, most of my business is done person to person. So, we can show all kinds of product examples or what have you, but everyone has a different need.
So you basically need to go out and see their job or talk to them and hear about it. Come out to their factory.
Yep. Yeah.
How far do you go?
I cover all of New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, at least as far as Whitman products are concerned. But I'm willing to go anywhere. Like if you're trying to put automation into your facility and it's not specific to injection molding, it doesn't really matter to me where it's at. I can come help you out with that.
So contact you. Go to the Facebook page, right here, the Facebook page, and sorry, I should have my phone now. So Hytech Partners, Hytech Partners, right on Facebook, and from there you can get in touch. You can message Dave right there and get in contact with him. You can see the videos we have, and he's got some stuff posted on here. Please like the page. Please go. And everyone that shared this morning, we do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the shares and likes, guys. I really appreciate it.
Pull up your photo. Come on. I hope it's not because they're working out here this morning. But anyway, check out the Facebook page. Please go give it a like and follow. Right there, you can hit the like on the page, hytechpartners.com. Check out the Facebook. Check out the website. If you have any questions, maybe you have an idea for a great product.
Yeah, I'm always willing to talk to. I've talked to tons of inventors in my life or in career.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to make this. A lot of times when they find out that the molds are going to cost $500,000 to make the product, sometimes they're like, I don't know that I'm ready for that kind of investment.
But there's
So I
people
can at
that
least walk you down the path of like, hey, here's what would be required if like making physical products become reality is exciting, but it's also a costly and difficult process.
Is there people that make stuff that can interchange your machine out? Your machine's interchangeable or
so
no?
the machines can hold a variety of different molds within reason. Like you're not going to use the same machine to make the back of this TV that you would to make any of these little housings. It's a different size piece of equipment. But if you have two similar size, like these housings for both of these could be made in the same machine with different molds. So as an inventor, you'd have to get some molds made, and I can put you in touch with people that can get that done for you.
Nice. We appreciate everybody being here. Please share and invite this out. We're going to be back again. This isn't the first show. We want to make sure we bring you into the into technology, into efficiency, into success. And if you're in these businesses, which is big in our area, please share this out. Whether you have a product, you want to learn about a product, please share and invite your friends. And what's your phone number again?
717-870-8213.
Guys, gals, appreciate you being here today. All Live Media, Hytech Partners. Look, bringing you into the future. Can you place a link here? Callie, how are you? Callie, I will have Dave place a link on there, no problem. God bless you. Love to see you all.